Welcome back to another episode. I think there's a podcast. And why do we even care? Why do we even care about like music anymore? Why does music matter to us anymore? Why is music so volatile? Why are the artists nowadays doing the things that the artists are doing? This is something I've been thinking about for a minute. Like, I feel like the artists nowadays are too focused on the money to really put real passion and effort into like their music. They're worrying about where music can take them versus what they're putting out to the consumers. Like you got artists like just throwing shit out here. You got artists like a Sweetie who, respect to them, capitalize off of her one or two songs and then move on to commercial Popeyes commercials and McDonald's commercials and don't even think about the music. Like, were you even a real artist? Like, was this a money grab to you? Are you really into the arts? Did what motivated you to even make a song? Like, is music even art? Is music even art to the artists anymore, let alone consumers? Because I do feel like music is like one of the most widespread art forms. But same time, I feel like it's so saturated. It's to the point where you gotta kind of question: is it even art? Because when you look at something like a painting, people paint things and they paint them for either commission. You gotta work for hire. You gotta, people just painting and then selling it off. But when it comes to music, the whole record label, record deal thing really like misconstrues what this even is for. You understand what I'm saying? This is all coming from a consumer too. Same time, because I'm just a consumer. I've never made music to release to the public and to capitalize off of, or to showcase my artistic abilities or whatever. This is all strictly coming from me being passionate about not even just music, but just art, you know? Now, and I don't know everything about art either. I just know what I know, and I'm passionate about what I know. So, like, when you think about other artists or other art mediums or whatever, let's go to, say, photography. Because I am a photographer. Don't mind if I'm ashy, because I am ashy. Real man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, let's go to photography, right? You have artists that strictly work for hire. You got freelancers. You got people that make art and don't even sell it. Now, there's differences between the two. There's fine artists, there's commercial artists, there's artists that only shoot landscapes, there's artists that only shoot portraits or whatever. But whatever they do, they put so much time, effort, passion, energy into whatever they're shooting, whatever medium they're shooting on, whether it's film, whether it's digital, full format, medium format. You get what I'm saying? Like this is all stuff that you have to really learn and do your research and put in hours to I wouldn't even say perfect because no one's perfect, but you know what I mean? Like you got to put hours into this type of stuff to even know what you're doing. I feel like nowadays music is so widespread and is so vastly talked about, and you have such access to it. The consumer has so much access to making music. It's like diluting the field. I can go and I got a MacBook. I could literally go and turn on GarageBand, press my space bar, and start dropping lyrics. You know what I mean? Like, there's no effort you have to put into it, especially being that this newer, younger generation that's coming up in music, they just take to everything. You know, everything that sounds good, quote unquote. They're just taking to it, whether it's a AB rhyme scheme, whether people. These songs they're almost like hooked on phonics at this point. But the younger generation really takes to it like it's some masterpiece, like it's Kanye West or like it's a Jay-Z. No one is a Kanye West or a Jay-Z in this day and age. That's why I appreciate like the efforts that Kanye puts in, the energy, the passion, just watching his process is so inspiring. I can't wait for this new Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign album because there's been clips again like of the efforts that he's putting in. Like they're going out to different countries and taking in the culture of those countries to bring it back to the studio and put whatever they've absorbed from that place and that time on these tracks. You get what I'm saying? They're not just in their room. They're not just in somebody's closet, in somebody's basement, just trying to come up with things that make sense or come up with things that rhyme. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm saying it like, I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but just really look back at Kanye West's whole discography and then also correspond that with his visuals based like his documentaries, the videos of him, his work process, those rap groups and those collectives that he put together, those brainstorming groups that he put together just to make a track. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people can say, "Oh, he not a real rapper. He has 20 credits on one song, etc., etc." But I personally feel like you don't have to be the best rapper. You don't have to write your lyrics down to put out good art. And he got 20 people on his credit because all 20 of those people came together, whether it be for a day, 2 days, a week, they all came together to sit down and really brainstorm the perfect song, the perfect 2.5, 3 minutes. It take them 2, 3 days just to do it because when it's done and it's finalized and it's put out to the world, it's a masterpiece. It's literally a masterpiece. Kanye puts out masterpieces, masterful work. Who else can you say does that still to this day? I feel like everybody is just for the money. Where my next bag gonna be from. I can't take it, man. I can't take it. Like, do we even call musicians artists anymore? Do we call a musician like Sweetie an artist? Or is she just somebody who stepped in, got some money and dip? I'm only saying Sweetie because that's the first person that I brought up. That's the first person that came to mind who really was almost like a one hit wonder, but capitalized on it and took her ventures elsewhere to commercials and hosting and stuff like that. You got people like the City Girls. They came, they 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 changed the culture when it comes to the women. The whole City Girl era, the ratchet rap. They did their thing for their first body of work, their first single, and all of that. They really was making waves out here. But look what they just did off their last album, bro. They only sold 6,000 copies. What? Like, this can't be real. Like, now you got to question, like, should they even be doing it? Should they even be in here? Because Young Miami, Carisha got her own little situation. She got a whole little podcast platform that she winning awards off of. She won Best Hip Hop Platform 2 years in a row. That ain't got nothing to do with her laying bars down on the track. You feel what I'm saying? The question is, do the City Girls split up and JT try her hand at a solo effort and see where that takes her? Because we can tell that the effort as a group, the effort to put out quality work and quality songs is not there for the City Girls. Their mind isn't there. Maybe JT mind is still on rap, but again, like, maybe it should be solo rap, not trying to pull and tug at Carisha's coat to get in the studio, let's make it something. You feel what I'm saying? Like, go find yourself, and in the process, write down the process. That's like literally find yourself, and in the process, make that real passionate art in the process of finding yourself. And I guarantee that'll be some of your best work. Because again, I hate to dick ride Kanye, but every other album he's refining himself, he's reinventing himself, he's standing on the same principles and morals and stuff like that, but he's redefining himself every time he gives us a body of work. He just not, oh man, I ain't dropped nothing in a year, money running dry, let me put something together real quick. He not doing that. And honestly, we've only had one, rest in peace to him, but Juice WRLD. That man, he was the epitome of the art, and he was dishing it out quick. He was barring up. He always made sense. He didn't need the day to 2 weeks to a month of time that I'm referring to as far as like a Kanye West and stuff. He didn't need to go out and find himself. He can get a topic and it already be in his head because of just the way his brain worked. It was just coming out, just spitting out just legendary stuff all the time. Personally, his posthumous album, Legends Never Die, is one of my favorite bodies of work from him. I heard Armed and Dangerous. He recorded that in like a week's time. But look at the songs that came out of that and look at the impact that Juice WRLD had because he was really passionate about it. He really studied music. He really practiced rapping. He was rapping for hours on freestyling on Tim Westwood. That comes from practice. That comes from effort and time. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, the new music that's coming out these days is like here today and gone tomorrow. There's so many artists nowadays that you don't even know who to listen to. One, because it's so saturated, everybody sounds the same. And two, what are we listening to? Like, what am I listening to you for? What am I benefiting out of you? Like, art, not even just music, but art is supposed to like provoke thought. Art is supposed to give another perspective on another outlook on things. Like, maybe I don't know how to express myself, and maybe let's give an example. Maybe I don't know how to express myself to my significant other, right? Maybe we're having dialogue and I just don't know how to get through to her the way I want to. Let's say I can't define love. Let's say I don't even know what love is. I can go to a Mick Jenkins, put on THC, the album THC, the healing component, and I can find out what love is based off of that whole body of work and just nitpicking everything out of that body of work. And okay, this is what I meant when I said this based off of what he said. Or, oh, I have felt like this before. This must be this form of love. Or have I loved a friend the way I love that friend? Or have my love been on fire the way it's been on fire over here? You get what I'm saying? Like, that whole body of work can really have you sitting down and contemplating your thoughts and putting pieces together that you didn't know were there. Maybe that's just what am I saying? Maybe that's just a category of music, a category of art. Like, not all art, because there's like expressionism, but then there's realism. You wouldn't get what you get from expressionism out of realism. So, like, say with music, there's a conscious rap, and then there's a vibey, clubby, less conscious rap. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm more particular towards the conscious rap, but I just feel like that helps me grow, and it helps for humanity to progress, because we can piggyback and learn things from each other through the art. Like the art renaissance. Are we forgetting about these great moments in time where art changed the world for the better? Because I can't say art isn't changing the world right now. Art is, but I personally feel like, let me not say art as far as a whole. Right now, music, is music changing the world for the better? I don't think so. I think music is right now, more specifically rap music, is taking a step back. We're digressing because we don't have those influences that we used to have. People aren't that. I seen a clip of Method Man. I think it was Method Man on an interview, and he's like, "Yo, Wu-Tang, we was doing it. We was doing it because we loved this shit. We was rocking them stays every night because we loved this shit. We wasn't worried about the money. The money gonna come, and whatever we get off of what we do is what we get. We wasn't worried about the money. Nowadays, these niggas is getting to it. Where are they getting it? Because this money was not accessible back then. And we wasn't thinking about it like that. We was doing it because we love the art. We're doing it because we're passionate about it. We wasn't cutting deals and making sponsorships and all of that. That type of stuff comes. But now people are looking forward to that next check or that next deal or that next sponsorship. What about the real? What about the future? everything everything can't be for the ad dollar. Look at where we're at, bro. Because of the ad dollar, everything we do has an ad now. We can't listen to music no more without an ad. We can't watch TV no more without an ad. We can't go on the internet no more without ads. It's taken away from humanity. We're turning into these fucking peanuts, bro. We're turning into like brainwashed peanut heads that's just following each other. We got a small group of artists that's really out here doing it. Banksy, we ain't never seen this man. We probably never will. But you gonna see his work. Kanye West, no matter what y'all say about that man, he gonna give you some work. Jay-Z put in his time, put in his efforts. He had a long-lasting career. The money came. Now look at him, billionaire. Because he gave you and he put in work. You feel what I'm saying? Jean-Michel Basquiat. That man loved what he did, didn't care about the money. He gave you that work. He gave you that work, and look at how popular he is. Look at the notoriety that he has. Because he put in that work. The money was gonna come. The money came. He didn't really give a fuck. But he cared about giving you that work. Who can you tell me right now in this day and age who's really giving you that work? You can name on both hands how many people really doing that. I'm really just venting because the past couple months, music has been so dry for me. It's been so like lackluster. You know, you got artists who are doing it for the art, like an Earl Sweatshirt that has dropped. Great body of work that he dropped with The Alchemist. Great body of work. Let me, because like I said, it's very few, for me at least, it's very few that's really giving it to you. And I don't want nobody to say Drake. Not at all. Not at all. Let's see some great bodies of work that people from this year have given us. Lil Yachty, great body of work. You could tell he put in effort. He did his research. He sat in the rooms with the right people. He curated these studio sessions with the right guitarists, the right engineers. You get what I'm saying? Like, he put in work for Let's Start Here. Lil Yachty is a rapper. This man made a psychedelic punk rock album. The efforts. Gotta appreciate that. And it was good. It's literally in contingency, for me at least, album of the year. That's in my opinion. That's easily top 5. And it's in the conversation for top 3 for a lot of people. Keeping it real with you. You got people like, let's say, I'm going down my list. Again, or Earl Sweatshirt dropped Voyeur Dyer. You got Utopia. It wasn't the best sounding Travis Scott album, but you could tell that he tried to take it in a direction that emphasizes more of the art and not necessarily what sounds good. If you haven't watched my podcast on Utopia, it's on my page. Utopia or Dystopia is the title of that. You can definitely go and watch that, because that's where I break down how I fit, my perspective at least. That's where I break down the artistic efforts that he put into that album, which is why I appreciate that album the way I do. I don't listen to it that much, but I definitely appreciate it. You got Mick Jenkins with The Patience, A Body of Work. It speaks for itself. He's talking about being patient, taking breaks, not rushing things. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got No Name. She drops Sundial. Sundial is it's the same. It's the same No Name, if you know who No Name is, but you could tell it ain't no rinse and repeat kind of music. You could tell that it's that she put in some type of time and effort towards the songs. They don't sound like they were just made yesterday and then she dropped it. You get what I'm saying? She took her time with it. The topics that she's talking about in the album, they really hit home. And she stands for what she stands for. Like, I really put No Name in that category of like a Rhapsody. You know, like, she's one of those kind of female rappers. Who else? Teezo Touchdown. Tell me that's not art. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you don't like Teezo Touchdown. Oh, he's not a rapper, or he's weird, he's this, that, and the third. Take a step back and tell me that's not art. Tell me Teezo Touchdown doesn't embody the word art. He's going to give you a look. He's going to give you a new sound. He's going to be vulnerable. You're going to feel the passion in every song. He's going to stay in character. Like, come on, man. That's art. It's not something he just did overnight and released it and hoped to see the money come in. And a lot of people took to that genuine effort, and now you see him on everybody's album. You see him featured with everybody. Don Toliver, Drake, Lil Yachty, Travis Scott. You see him with everybody now. I personally feel like that's genuine gravitation towards real art. You got Scarlet with Doja Cat. Don't care what nobody say about that whole devil worshiper, blah, blah, blah. All these artists are saying it nowadays. But set that aside. Really listen to what she's doing. Listen to the bars that she's getting off. She even went on to say, like, I'm trying to be like the female J. Cole. Like, I'm trying to really hone in on my lyrical abilities and do what J. Cole did with 2014 Forest Hill Drive. I don't need a feature. I'm going to bar y'all up. I'm going to keep y'all entertained from start to finish. And that's what she did. Agora Hill is crazy good. But that's just my little rant. You know, if you like it, hit that like button. If you hate it, I don't care. Until next time, I'll see y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, I think this is a podcast. Tell a friend. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram. I think this is a pod. Until next time, peace.